So I'll take a short little bit of time in the video to say thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like. And if you have not read or slash played through the previous Joe Dever books, please take time to do so. You can pause the video, come back whenever you want. And if you have, enjoy this video. One go, let's go. Okay, so Joe Devers, Fire on the Water, I think is a little more appealing than the first book. Let me tell you why. So, not for one, it is kind of a change of scenery than what you don't normally see in RPG games of actually being on the water, which is very interesting and I really like. Because you don't normally see RPG games go, hey, here's, starting out sailing. You have to do all these different parts, which I gotta say is quite interesting because while part of it does kind of take away a lot of the key disciplines that you have, like hunting and tracking and all that stuff, that you can't really use over the water, still kind of brings its own appeal of different challenges that you'd face, and you can't just click a button and go, oh, no, sorry. You know, sucks for you. You can't really use that here. But also giving a sense of you having to think on your own. Which I noticed this one compared to the last book, you could just click a button. Oh, 6 cents, I got that. Click that. Oh, I got hunted. Click that. I'm good. This book, while I did get a lot farther in, which I'm very happy about, still haven't completed it. Got a lot farther in. I also do feel like it gives a different feeling to the reader of prior to the last one, where you're kind of taking your first baby steps of, oh, how does this world work? What's happening in it? Is everything going to be all right? Answer is no, but that's besides the point. So while I was going through this book, I had a sense of who's trying to kill me and who's trying to help me. More times than not, it's who's trying to kill you, which is understandable since how the story is set up of there is a Dark Lord who's hiring everyone, their mother, their father, and their grandmother to kill you. Whether it be a priest through deadly poisonous means, and you barely noticing that, hey, that's poison. Or it being, hey, there's a group of pirates who don't really know who you are, but they want to kill you anyways. Just because, hey, you're there. I mean, Lily starts out with the first choice you make, where I thought I made the right choice, but turns out I didn't, was, hey, who is this person grabbing me? Let go, pull away. It's like, oh, hey, I'm this person. Oh, I choose not to show off who I am yet. Oh, well, I'm just gonna kill you anyways. Kind of gives a sense of this world is very, very cruel, like it would be in a dark fantasy world, which is honestly pulled off brilliantly, especially for a book that was made, I don't know, I think 1984, which, I mean, there's some RPG games that can't pull off that kind of sense of everything's trying to kill you without it being something that makes people completely want to quit, i.e. like Dark Souls. So, I do apologize for my studying throughout this thing. I'm trying to do this in one go because it is 1 a.m. and I'm ready to go to sleep. So, besides that, I do feel like Fire on the Water presents whole new elements besides the difference in key disciplines, how and where you can use them, or the enemies you're constantly facing left and right. But also, if you had played the previous book, it kind of shows you kind of a refresher, lets you know what's going on, lets you continue on where you're coming from, and you get to continue forth. And it awesomely, that's a real word. You can actually import your previous character, keep all your gold, keep all your items. Really fantastic. And again, if you have not played slash read the first book or the second one, I suggest you go do it. You can still jump in as a whole new fresh character. Though I did jump as a new fresh character, I did not give myself the bonus discipline simply because I actually have not completed the first book. Thought that was kind of a little unfair, so I decided just dial it back, keep myself basically as if it's a new character in the first game, which did present its own new challenges, which were still fun to go against. I do suggest actually using this pencil and paper style rather than opening up a 3D paint like I did, along with a dice roller on screen. I feel like if you actually had the numbers, the random number chart laid out, and you had the pencil and paper in hand, it's a lot easier to edit and also go through the combat, and a little more enjoyable, I found out from personal experience. Or even if you just instead want to do the random number table, get another D10, count the 10 as a 0, or, well, 0 as 0. It's still fantastic. It's still amazing to play with. Through this playthrough, I did die a couple times, not nearly as much as I did the first one, which I felt proud about. The basis of this book is you have to get to another city, get the crest, basically come back, and get to point A, or go from point A, get to point B, get there safely, and hopefully quickly, get a seal, come back to point A, job done. However, there are many different ways you can get to point B, which is its own difficulties. Whether you die in the first port leaving from point A, or you die out on the seas over 2,000 miles away from your second or point B destination or point A destination, it's its own challenges, which I really, really, truly do enjoy. It is very reminiscent to me as what you would think when you hear the term, playing like Dungeons and Dragons. When you think of playing Dungeons and Dragons, you might think of something similar, a little more complicated. Though I do like how, how the wording is in the story. It does kind of present itself as someone who's actually from, like a fantasy, like a very tough, dark fantasy setting. And even though it's on paper and it's written down, it still kind of gives a sense of, I guess, role-playing on the air quotes DM part, with the author being the DM. You'll kind of roleplay with just the wording alone to roleplay these different characters that you meet, i.e. like the captain on the first ship. I think it's the Green Serpent. And I think it's amazing just to go run into him. Him kind of use like pirate-esque slang that you won't hear in like pop culture kind of stuff. And I find it really interesting. Something that I'm gonna definitely have to go back and try to beat this time. Wish me luck. Besides that, honestly, I feel like it makes the player feel like they're always having to be on their toes, always having to think of, is this person trying to kill me, or is they trying to help me, and should I rough it alone, or is there someone watching me where if I'm by myself I can be picked off easier. There was a little bit of spoilers if you haven't played it. There was where you run into this group when I go on the caravan to from the actual point B that you're trying to get to. And you're met by just basically these faces and some things that happen along the journey to the next destination the caravan's going to. You're gonna get a look, basically name, kind of a quick little summary of how they act in a certain situation, whichever situation you run into with them, kind of how they act in a certain situation. And then you're quickly presented with choice of, hey, one of these people on this caravan is probably trying to kill you. They're probably the hidden assassin. Who is it? You don't have a choice to go, oh no, I don't pick anyone. It's a kill one of these people. Make it quick. And if you get it wrong, you're done. Thankfully, I did get it right. I'm not gonna spoil who it was, but I thankfully did get it right, and I was actually quite proud of myself for getting it right. And even when you're like, hey, this is a person, here's the, cultist symbol, here's the dagger, here's the poison, here's all this different stuff. The people around you, like the party around you who were with the caravan with you, might agree with you, but the guards who just busted in don't care that this person, i.e., or air quotes, air quotes, trying to kill you. They don't know that. They don't care. Kind of like how it would be in as much of a realistic situation you can get. You know, they're not going to care. They're going to look at what's happening currently, right here, right now. And if you get locked up, well, you know, that could either be game over just from being locked up, or someone could try to sneak in and kill you again. You know, I know there's a different route that you can take where you actually go into like this horse barn, and just because you can't afford a room, someone sneaks in there, kills you, you're done, bye. It's very treacherous, a very, very treacherous journey that you have to take. It presents a whole new set of challenges than the first book, where there are some people, like a lot of the dark people or Dark Lord's minions, don't really know that you're still alive. So they're not directly trying to hunt you. Though they run across you, they're going to kill you. Where the second book is more of a, hey, they know you're alive. Hey, they're going to send as much force as they can against you to kill you. Because you're the last one, the last true obstacle standing in their way. You basically contain all this knowledge and all this different stuff that if you spread further, or if you can harness it all yourself, you can just stop the Dark Lord in theory. And it's honestly paints you to be, as a character, this magnificent hero, while also still being more or less a child still. Well, granted, you can hold your own against in a fight, but you can't go off and fight an army on your own. It presents a kind of an Icarus theory. I think it's Icarus. You know, don't go fly too close to the sun, of course, but also don't fly too low where you get washed away in the seas. And I always love that kind of sense in most games or RPG aspects, to where it's don't set the bar too low for yourself, but also don't go too far up, because if you do, you're gonna die. Either way, you will lose. And honestly, I liked how this book came out, or how this book was. I loved every aspect of it. I'm gonna play some more on my own when I'm not as tired and not so stressed. Maybe on, when I have my little off time, I might play it. Besides that, I honestly think it's a fantastic book, and I think it's a fantastic game as well. I wish there was a easier way to play that, maybe with a group. Something that's kind of pre-laid out like that, without having like a DM, something that's kind of pre-laid out. That way, you have different adventure paths. You can kind of go through the same path, or go through the same story again, just through different paths. I get there are different types of pre-laid out Dungeons and Dragons and Pathfinder stories that can kind of give you that same aspect, that there's still someone else behind the scenes kind of affecting everything. I would love to actually see something like that brought to like 3 or 4 people, same exact style, just 3 or 4 people that you can bring in with you. And honestly, I think it'd be fantastic. Besides that, if you haven't played it, please go check it out. Fantastic book. Prefer you probably play it in pencil and paper rather than online. Other than that, fantastic book. Go check it out. Check out the entire Joe Dever series. I believe the first book is Flight in the Dark. Second book is Fire on the Water. I don't know the name of the other ones, but it is still a fantastic book. If you haven't checked it out, please do check it out. Besides that, I have a Twitch in the description, twitch.tv/SavageCarp. And if you enjoy my ranting and stuttering half the time, go check me out there. You'll enjoy me there. Besides that, hope you have a good day, have a good night. And if you like this video, leave a like. Bye.